Let's talk about AI. AI is something in our business and even just in our like family discussions where you're like, I'm so excited about AI. I'm like, you totally geek out over it. And I'm like, no, 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 don't talk to me about it. I don't want to hear about it. And I know that's kind of what's been happening when this term or when, AI has been brought up. You either love it, you either hate it, you're for it, there's strong feelings about it. And recently, Eric, you brought into my attention of how AI can be really helpful in business. And I was like, okay, tell me more, because you did change my mind. So let's dive in. The first thing I'll say, the reason why I was totally opposed to AI, being an artist, being a creative, in addition to the coaching and the marketing agency that we run, there are things with AI that I do not agree with. I do not agree with that AI should be replacing actors or musicians or singers or any of that kind of profession or gift artistic, to the world that's artistic in that sense, because it's just bad, right? You can't give it that heart and that love, and it should not be replacing something that literally, I believe, saves lives, that connects people, unites people, helps us feel, helps us mirror and reflect the experiences and emotions that are real to life, which is why I don't believe AI has a place there. I could go on about this forever, but I'll full stop with that. It should not be replacing it. Not to mention, I'm seeing some, actually the other day I was on Instagram and I saw some musician actually singing. It was quite hilarious. A song that AI wrote, and like, it made no sense. It was terrible. The lyrics were off. And they're like, don't worry, AI cannot replace us. Now in business, I think there's some do's and don'ts. And while we want to always talk to a real human, we know that we do business human to human. There is an opportunity, Eric, that you've been kind of working on where AI can boost business and really answer a problem or solve a roadblock that could be happening when it comes to ads and marketing. So I'll throw it over to you to kind of talk briefly about where you've been using it and how it's been helping our clients.
Yeah, I think the main two things that really AI can really help pretty much any business in would be in replacing a receptionist, for instance. Not even replacing.
Not replacing. Don't say replace.
Assist yes. Or help.
That's better.
To make an assistant or a receptionist job more efficient. For example, like even answering a phone at an office location. This came up in working with vet clinics, right? So
vet clinics, therapists,
landscapers, anybody, any business who gets a lot of calls.
At like 2 a.m,
anytime,
or 6 a.m,
6 p.m, 8 p.m, 10 p.m,
2 in the afternoon, whatever. Yeah.
So what we've been working on and what we do in our business is we have AI, call them like AI assistants. And basically the goal of the AI assistant is you can train them to be conversational. So imagine right now you call, let's say Bell, right? And you call Bell and you want to talk to somebody. We all know this. As soon as you call Bell, you get a robot, right?
And you know it's
a robot. I'm not talking about that. That's not an AI person.
Or what we're doing, right?
Right. So you finally, after pressing 1 and then 6 and then 9 and then waiting 20 minutes, you finally get to talk to a human.
You don't even do that. Like, Eric takes the phone and goes, assistant, or like, talk to someone.
Representative.
Representative. I was like, you're like, representative. I'm like, oh, wow. Okay, right.
I literally just did this Tuesday anyway.
Oh, God.
And
you were screaming at.
So we're not talking about that. So what I'm talking about is someone who's literally like to the point where you can actually, so say we'll use our business, for instance, right? So you call Infinite Design House, and as soon as the phone picks up, it's my voice, right? And I say, hey, thanks for calling Infinite Design House. How can I help you today?
So I think the key thing you said that I want people to not miss is you said it's your voice.
It could be. It doesn't have to be.
Or it could be, it's a voice that you wouldn't know is AI. That's what I think has been very cool, because I get turned off when it's like, hello, how can we help you?
Yeah.
Do you need to speak to someone?
Or the
Press
Siri,
1.
or the Siri voice, right?
So that's cool. So that's
number
yes.
one. Number two, so conversational AI means it remembers, which is kind of creepy, crazy. This is the part of the tech. So this is why I love it. This is technology, right? AI is technology. It's no different than an iPhone. It's no different than a new TV. It's no different than, HD TV. It's the same stuff. It's technology. So when you call this number, it actually will have a conversation with you. You can ask it anything. Like I've done this. We've done this. Like just
testing.
I've given the phone to Oliver, and I'll be like, here, talk to this robot. And Oliver will ask it silly questions, right? Because he's 11. He's going to say silly stuff. And the robot will answer. And it will be, it doesn't know that it's like a silly thing, but it knows in the sense of it's like not.
I can't answer that.
Yeah, no, it won't even say that. It'd be like, well, that's kind of funny. But it doesn't really, but can I help you with something else?
That's what I'm saying. Like it doesn't halt the conversation.
Yeah, it doesn't just go,
which is what happens a lot, which is what used to happen a lot of times, is it would say like, I can't help you with that.
Yeah, like what happens when back to Bell? What happens when you call Bell, right? And you say something it doesn't know. It goes
donk.
And then it comes back. Do you want to go back to the main menu?
No, I want to talk to someone.
Yeah,
hence the yelling representative.
Yeah, and it will even prompt like if you don't. Let's say it's talking to someone who has a really thick accent. It won't stop. It will just say, "Can you repeat that?" Or can you say that a little bit more clearly? Like,
very cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
So that's one huge one. The second is outbound and inbound. So when I say outbound means it can do something going outwards. So the way we use it in our business is we get you leads. And historically, we've had a problem with clients saying, I've got a ton of leads, but I can't follow up with them fast enough.
Yeah, timing. Like I'm especially our therapists. They're like, if they don't have a receptionist, they're like, I'm the one in sessions 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6. Yes.
Yeah.
Or vets who are giving services to their patients.
Or landscapers because they're actually
out
working
on the job or quoting
9 to
jobs.
5, and then
Right.
So outbound. So a lead comes in, and this crazy statistic I just saw. If you do not respond to a person now who has opted into something in 5 minutes, you have 5 minutes now, that person is 400% more likely to move on or to not be interested anymore.
God, that gives me anxiety.
So
because back to
AI.
And I'm just going to jump in on that quickly. where it swayed me is my brain goes like work-life balance. Like I don't want that pressure of having to respond to someone in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I have a life. I have responsibilities. I have a child. I have work. Like I don't, and nor should we be in the midst of productivity and flow. And then a lead comes in and we have to drop everything now because we have to call them back within 5 minutes. I don't want to live my life like that.
No. And I would never ever expect someone, a client, us, anybody to ever do that. That's responsibility. Like, come on, that's ridiculous.
But that's crazy that's the way
the way the world is starting to work. That's how quickly we want things.
Now people will argue that maybe AI is causing that problem, but I think the reality is the reality.
Everything. So my argument would be, you're right. You are right.
Yeah.
AI is not causing the problem. AI is creating a solution. So here's an example. Look at the internet, right? When we first had internet, we blew Oliver's mind the other day when he said to me, well, look it up. Just look it up, Dad. And I said, you do realize that this never existed, right? Like, he's like, just look it up on your phone. And I'm like, you do realize that this never existed. You could not go to Google. You could not go on the thing called the internet. It didn't exist. He was like,
no, it was like blank for like 5 seconds. And then he's like, what did you do?
You had to go to the library? Yeah, you did. You had to go ask someone. You had to go to the library. You had to read about it. You had to research it.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to it. So saying this in context, look at the internet, right? When the internet first started, we all remember that dial-up.
That's good, babe.
Dial-up,
that is
right?
what it sounded like.
Yeah.
in your ear, and you had to wait. Yes.
And then,
anyway.
and then next came the, connected. Then next came high speed. Then next came, now it's 5. Then like there's going to be new next things.
Right.
So speed
Yes.
to answer is essentially the problem.
And I think it's like, if what I'm realizing is it's not black and white. Like I used to be like, no, like AI, no.
Yeah.
Well, there's as with everything, nothing really maybe should be black and white unless it's really, I'm not talking about like war and genocide and all these crazy things, but like when we're talking about business tools and adopting and growing and changing and evolving, it's like we always say about adaptation in life. If you're not evolving, you're going to be left behind. Like all those stories you hear, why Blockbuster, why we don't rent DVDs anymore, why, all these stories of the businesses that went out of business.
Did you see that article too? The Netflix guy?
No.
How he started?
No.
Oh my God. Anyway, look that up when you have time.
Okay.
Look up the Netflix guy who started Netflix.
So to me, the whole point of this is my mind has been changed. And I feel like this is an ethical way that you should consider using AI in your business. If you have to answer calls, like if people are calling, if that's your process, if it's not a direct to sale product, if you are a service-based industry, or maybe even product-based, but somewhere that you just need people to book something with you, answer a question.
Yeah. So let me go back really quick to what I was saying. Outbound, inbound. So outbound means that the AI robot, AI assistant, whatever you want to call them, agent, can call out and also take calls in. And then this also applies to SMS, so text messaging. It can go outbound, inbound, and have the same conversations with people. Like I talked about the conversational part, and you can do it with email, and you can do it with chat on your website.
Cool.
And the last piece of that is you can also have the conversational AI receptionist on your website. So I'd show you, but if you're interested in this, just reach out to us and I can show you. So you could put like an icon that, let's say, looks like a microphone or looks like a brain icon or something. And you say like, do you need help today? Click here and talk to our AI assistant and they can answer any of your questions. You're starting to see this already. So I've seen it on a couple websites, like on the more corporate side where they get a bajillion questions a day and you can actually have a conversation. So even with like accessibility, this is like AI is beautiful for accessibility, right? Because you can conversate with something and you don't have to type, you don't have to read, right? So if I'm blind or I need hearing aids and I have to connect to an audio thing, it's beautiful for that because it works. Doesn't matter if you're blind, doesn't matter if you're deaf. You can always, it will adapt to that technology for you.
Yeah.
So you might be saying, okay, like, I don't understand, but isn't that going to replace someone's job? And no, it's not. And here's kind of what companies, I think, need to look at for AI and why it's not going to replace someone, but going to help them be more efficient. So for example, right now you might have a receptionist in your company and that receptionist's job is just to answer the phones, right? Maybe dial out too. So an AI assistant would take away. So let's say that receptionist can handle, I don't know, 100 calls a day, right? So now you would look at your business and say, what of these 100 calls really should Sally be making? Because out of those 100, she should really probably only be making 10. Give the AI assistant the other 90. Now Sally has 7 hours back.
Yeah.
What can you give Sally that she's really good at, that she should be spending time at, that potentially could be increasing the revenue of your business?
Yeah. That's what I was going to say, like adding on to that. It puts the time back in your business. Because let's say, like, I know for us, I would never work with a client without talking to them first. So I would never have AI like book a client for us. And we don't work that way. But it's like AI could do all the entire work then until it's like that last conversation needs to happen. Or like you said, maybe a higher level conversation needs to happen. So that's what Sally does. And the AI, it's all about using it. Yeah,
we could do a whole other video on what happens after that, right? What does the robot do?
For the sake of this, I just wanted people to go, huh, I never thought about it that way. Or,
Yeah.
huh, I didn't know that was possible. Or,
Yeah.
because again, I was one of those people that when you said AI, I was like, absolutely not. I don't support anything that has anything to do with AI. Even when you were bringing it into the business, I was like, if that's your thing,
You go ahead.
you go ahead. Like, I'm going to stay with, you know,
I'm not talking to Sally.
overseeing the copywriting and making sure it's a real human being writing this. And because that's the other thing. I don't agree with ChatGPT copywriting. That's a whole other. You can use it as a prompt to get you started, fine.
video.
But I believe that like real copy should come from real people, and it should not take the job of copywriters. And you can see and you know when people, you know, just use AI to write their stuff. But anyway, that's a whole other. I just wanted to go, there is a way that AI can actually make sense in my business and use it. And that's something that we do for people. So yeah, that's the point of this video. So if you
I think we
interested?
need, yeah, I think we need like 2 other videos.
We need a part 2. But if it's something, if it's a problem or roadblock you've been running into in your business that you can't get back to people fast enough, you don't have a solid system, you know, maybe you're a startup, maybe not a startup, but like maybe you're in a position where it doesn't make sense to have a receptionist full time in your business, or your receptionist only works part-time, or is, you know, only Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 kind of thing. If you're hitting this roadblock, we have a solution for you, and it is AI. And there's an ethical way that you can use it in your business.
And it works. And it works great.
So yeah, just hit us up on DM or email and we can chat.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.